Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to Half Psych Teachers. I'm Hafsa Malik. It is a cold morning. I hope you're doing great. Today we talk about aggression. Do you show aggression? No, this is not about. Today we will learn the three popular different theories of aggression. Good morning, good morning. Can someone please message in the group saying class has started under the link? I do not have my phone. हम आने क्या अंकिता? मैम अभी तक आए नहीं शायद. क्या? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. So this has been quite a requested topic. All right. I hope you'll have a lot of fun. I hope I will have a lot of fun teaching. Let's get started. I'm trying something else. Hopefully, we'll have different colors to write. Yeah, and that'll be a lot more fun. ठीक है ना? चलो, we'll write with purple today. I'll give you an overview of the frustration aggression hypothesis. I will give you an overview of the cognitive neo-association theory, which is basically Berkowitz's theory. उसके बाद we'll talk about excitation transfer. चलिए. Let's first talk about what is aggression. Aggression होता क्या है? Aggression is the delivery of an evasive stimulus. मतलब हम deliver करते हैं evasive stimulus to another person. All right? So there is verbal as well as physical aggression. Direct aggression भी होता है, indirect aggression भी होता है. कौन दिखाता है direct aggression and कौन दिखाता है indirect aggression? Let's find out. All right. Now, generally with aggression, it is either the intent to dominate or the intent to harm. या तो हम किसी को harm करना चाहते हैं या तो हम लोगों को dominate करना चाहते हैं. Let's first find out कि तरह तरह के aggressive behaviors क्या होते हैं या aggression के भी types होते हैं क्या. So, hostile aggression is what we are talking about in the previous slide. Previous slide जो आपने देखी, उसमें हम किस चीज की बात कर रहे हैं? हम actually hostile aggression की बात कर रहे हैं. Hostile aggression is particularly to induce injury or to inflict pain onto another person. मतलब आपका गोल यहाँ पे है कि आप hurt या harm करो दूसरे लोगों को. Okay? That is our intent here. That is our purpose here. That is hostile aggression. ठीक है? Okay. But what about instrumental aggression? Can aggression be good as well? Have you ever seen cricketers intimidate one another? क्या आपने कभी देखा है कि क्रिकेटर कभी थोड़ा अपना aggression use करते हैं? Not, I don't mean to say using bad words or whatever, but they use it to drive their performance. आप देखेंगे sports like rugby, sports like boxing, their aggression basically scares the enemy or scares the opponent, and therefore it gives them a better chance of winning. या अगर आप कभी क्रिसमस सेल या क्या होता है न्यू ईयर सेल कौन सा वाला बड़ा होता है आई डोंट नो इन द Western countries is Black Friday sale and Cyber Monday sale, which is absolutely crazy. Okay, people will literally fight. अगर आपको बचपन की बिग बाजार की सेल याद है जब आप जाते थे तो पेरेंट्स बोलते थे धक्का दो पुश करो you get what you want. That is instrumental aggression. When you probably push people or you be a little bit hostile, not beat up anybody, but just push and shove and then get your own way and then get whatever you want, and therefore you have gained something out of aggression. Mostly people show hostile aggression. ज्यादातर लोग hostile aggression दिखाते हैं. Emotional aggression भी होता है. उसका क्या मतलब है? Emotional aggression is because somebody hurt me emotionally. This happens in relationships. क्योंकि आपने मुझे hurt किया. Now I will say mean things and horrible things that I don't even mean just to hurt you. Okay, all right. Please let me know if you have any doubts or if you're with me, then good to go. Okay. उसके बाद क्या है? Now we talk about the role of biology and the role of neurotransmitters in this as well. Neurotransmitters का क्या role है यहाँ पे? तो now we know that there is a high correlation between actually aggression, low IQ also. जो ज्यादातर menial acts of aggression दिखाते हैं ना, like hitting people in their home or just beating up people, getting into brawls जिसको कहते हैं, या small fights, low IQ होता है. And then it is highly correlated with testosterone. Again, not to stereotype, but most of the violent crimes are committed by men and not women. ठीक है? Violent crimes जो होते हैं, whether you talk about rapes or whether you talk about any theft or anything, it is mostly men. So aggressive behavior is highly linked with the presence of testosterone and high amounts of testosterone. आप देखेंगे, if you remember, huge rape cases from the country, you will see that the victims, not the victims, sorry, the perpetrators were young. तो यहाँ पे टेस्टोस्टेरोन की लेवल हाई होती है, आईक्यू लो होता है, एंड सेरोटोनिन भी लो होता है. Serotonin is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. This generally helps us stabilize our mood and maintain our mood. Now, when it also acts as an inhibitor for aggression. ये aggression को भी inhibit कर देता है. Okay? That means when serotonin is low and testosterone is high. Can I say that's a dangerous combination? कि सेरोटोनिन लो है, टेस्टोस्टेरोन हाई है और आईक्यू भी एवरेज से लो है. दिस इज अ क्लासिक कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ लाइक रेगुलर अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर. Now remember, these are contributors and not causative factors. There is also something called a behavioral activation system. Those who show aggression from the biological basis, इसमें proof है कि अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर जो दिखाते हैं इनका थ्रेशोल्ड बिहेवियरल एक्टिवेशन के लिए लो होता है. What does that mean? That they easily want to hit someone. Let's say you and I might actually wait and wait and wait, right? Even if somebody says anything mean to you, आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या करोगे? You'll scoff at them, you'll give them mean looks, or it'll be like, don't talk to me, don't sit with me, and all of that. ऐसा थोड़ी ना है, you will go and start punching just because somebody said something to you. So you will see in cultures of honor, or you will see when people are just waiting for people to say something and then get into a fight and beat each other up. Okay? So low threshold for behavioral activation. The behavioral activation system basically controls when we are going to act or not onto something. Behavioral activation है activating system. Same thing. And can I say इनको inhibit करने के लिए, aggressive behavior inhibit करने के लिए time लगता है. Let's say me, if I scream or if I get angry, I know that I have crossed the line and I need to stop. Right? You might also understand that if you're sitting in a family gathering, अगर आपने थोड़ा थोड़ा जोर से बात की, आपको पता है बस हो गया और नहीं करना है. बट कैन आई से जो प्रोन टू अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर होगा या जिसमें बाकी सारी ये फीचर्स होंगे, सेरोटोनिन लो होगा, टेस्टोस्टेरोन हाई होगा, लो आईक्यू होगा, या जो एक वायलेंट बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, मतलब पेरेंट्स बचपन से बीट कर रहे हैं, या कॉलोनी में सभी ऐसे झगड़ा करते हैं, नॉर्मल है. कैन आई से फॉर दैट पर्सन द इनहिबिशन सिस्टम इज गोइंग टू टेक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू एक्टिवेट. वो सिस्टम जो हमारे अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर को बंद करता है या इनहिबिट करता है, कैन आई से दैट विल टेक अ लॉट मोर टाइम टू एक्टिवेट. ये मारते जाते हैं, लोगों को रियलाइज ही नहीं होता है इनको कि हम गलत कर रहे हैं. सो दैट मीन्स देयर इज अ हाई थ्रेशोल्ड फॉर बिहेवियरल इनहिबिटिंग सिस्टम एंड बोथ ऑफ दीज वर्क टुगेदर. Yes? Understanding with me so far? Please let me know. If we are good to go here, we will go ahead and we will proceed. Let me know. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All good. All right. Okay, let's go. Inhibition is low and threshold to get activated is high. Inhibition is high and then threshold to get activated is low. Threshold is low मतलब easily होता है. Threshold is high मतलब time लगता है होने में. Got it? Something that has a low threshold for activation means that it happens very quickly. Something that has a high threshold मतलब इसको activate करना मुश्किल है या inhibit करना मुश्किल है. तो high threshold. Am I highlighting? Ah, that's not the right color. A high threshold means that it will take a lot of time. And low threshold means it will happen really, really quickly. अरे मैम उल्टा लिख दिया. हाँ चलो कोई बात नहीं. Let's go. No problem. I understand that you understood. And that's what matters. चलो ठीक है. Let's go, let's go. चलिए. Oh, what's this? Now, all of you know that I'm a full-time educator at Unacademy and I'm currently doing a batch for NET and I'm also going to start I will very soon be putting up interviews with some of my toppers as well so that you can get a better understanding of how to go about your preparation. Now, if you want to come study with me, I'm currently teaching for GATE. I also have recorded courses on MPHIL all in one subscription. Right now, we are giving a 20% off if you use the code HAF10. Okay? HAF10. You'll get a 20% off on your subscription. If you want details to the subscription, go ahead, join my group, and I'll help you understand. That's that, and let's move on. Chaliye. Now, first of all, we got to understand if parents are aggressive, are children bound to be more aggressive? Ma'am, what about those females who hurts everyone with bad speeches every day or gets angry easily? Now, I will tell you, na, men and women, how differently they show aggression. I am not saying only men get angry. Did we say only men get angry? नहीं. Men are more prone to showing direct aggression क्योंकि यहाँ community में भी conditioning की जाती है ना? आप कहीं पे भी रहो, whether it is India or whether it's a foreign country, can I say that males are more prone to showing direct aggression? मतलब ये मुक्का बुक्का धक्का देंगे and all of that. But females are more bound to show indirect aggression, not saying that women can't be higher in testosterone. Women also have testosterone. You know that, na? And testosterone cannot account for being a horrible person. अब जो बुरे लोग होते हैं वो तो बुरे ही है ना. अब हाँ, तो women show indirect aggression. मतलब ये बातों से हर्ट करते हैं. They say you can't sit with us. अगर आपने Mean Girls मूवी देखी है, नहीं देखी है तो don't go watch now. What is indirect aggression? Indirect aggression is I will gossip. I will badmouth somebody. I will go fight somebody. I will accuse them of something. Indirect aggression. ठीक है, मतलब हम verbal aggression दिखाएंगे women, लेकिन ये मारेंगे या ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Again, ये stereotype तो नहीं कहेंगे, ये generalization है. Have you not seen women hitting children? Women do show direct aggression. It's just that they don't show direct aggression with their counterparts. अपने लेवल के लोगों के साथ direct aggression नहीं दिखाते, बच्चों के साथ दिखाते हैं. I'm not saying women are nice and men are bad. Horrible people are just horrible. Anybody who hits and shows direct aggression is a horrible person. I'm sorry. There is nothing to justify hitting another person. Got it? Chalo, ठीक. Thank you for asking. चलिए, parent child interaction. Is it possible that if the child is hit a lot in childhood and the child thinks that it's okay to hit and वो भी बड़े होके hit करते हैं लोगों को? By hitting I mean showing direct aggression? Yes, absolutely. Actually, conduct problems कब होती हैं? It is also related to disorganized attachment of Mary Ainsworth, where the parents are physically abusive. मेरी एन्सवर्थ की जो थ्योरी है, अगर आपको एग्जाम्स में पूछते हैं, इसका जो डिसऑर्गेनाइज्ड अटैचमेंट होता है लास्ट वाला, जहां पे पेरेंट्स एक्चुअली बच्चे को एक्टिवली डराते हैं, उसको धमकाते हैं, मारते भी हैं, तो ये बच्चा कॉन्डक्ट प्रॉब्लम्स, कॉन्डक्ट डिसऑर्डर, ओडीडी, वैसी चीजें, बिहेवियरल प्रॉब्लम्स ज्यादा प्रोन है डेवलप करने के लिए. ओके, मोर प्रोन टू डेवलपिंग बिहेवियरल प्रॉब्लम्स. चलो, अगेन इनकंसिस्टेंट पेरेंटिंग इज नॉट गुड. Let's talk about the frustration aggression hypothesis. In the 1930s and then updated in the 1940s, Dollard and Miller, okay, gave a frustration aggression hypothesis. Dollard and Miller. इसको understand करते हैं कि particularly इसका क्या मतलब है. They actually proposed two hypotheses. Okay, all right. Okay, frustration is cumulative, we know. Now, whenever you're frustrated, what does that result from? Can I say non-meeting of goal-directed behavior? क्या ऐसा कह सकते हैं जब भी आप फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होते हो वो इस वजह से होता है क्योंकि जो चीज आपको चाहिए वो मिल नहीं रही है? Now, this is a behaviorist approach and therefore says that aggression is a learned response to frustration. Dollard and Miller, they're, I think, neo-behaviorists and therefore they said that aggression हम सीखते हैं दिखाना, ऐसा नहीं है कि इनबिल्ट है हम में. Okay, all right. And our most known, well-known response to frustration is aggression. And what is frustration? Frustration occurs when a goal is blocked. जब हमें कुछ चाहिए वो नहीं मिलता है या हमारे क्या कहते हैं इसको, हमें डिस्कम्फर्ट होता है. All right. Let's say standing in a queue for a long time, somebody taking over, या क्या कहते हैं इसको, driving really fast, and then or you are standing on the road, somebody is driving really fast, all of the mud and the rain water, अभी तो काफी सारा rain water है. Imagine all of that falls onto you. How do you feel? You feel really bad, really frustrated. आज ही you were wearing white kurta, you had ironed it and all of that. ऐसा सोचो. That is frustration. Now frustration builds, and they are saying when frustration builds, वो हमेशा aggression में result करेगा. Okay? Alright? So they are saying whenever frustration builds. Cumulative का मतलब क्या होता है? मतलब धीरे 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 एक event से ये build होता जाता है. And when we can no longer handle it, they are saying they've given two hypotheses. Hypothesis one is that aggression is always caused by frustration. मतलब aggression हम जब भी दिखाते हैं, ये frustration की वजह से ही होता है. Okay? Alright? ठीक है. Now number two here says frustration always leads to aggression. Frustration always leads to aggression. Is there a problem here? दोनों हाइपोथेसिस में अगर आप एक प्रॉब्लम वाली हाइपोथेसिस ढूंढोगे, 1 या 2 आप चूज करोगे. मेक सेंस टू से कि अग्रेशन तब हम दिखाते हैं जब फ्रस्ट्रेशन बिल्डअप हो जाती है. मेक सेंस, राइट? वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दोज हु मे हैव कॉन्डक्ट डिसऑर्डर्स. हम कॉन्डक्ट डिसऑर्डर वाले लोगों की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट नॉर्मल डे टू डे पीपल. व्हेन इज इट दैट समटाइम्स दे शो अग्रेशन? So whenever the frustration becomes too much for us to handle, we may show aggression. अग्रेशन तब दिखाते हैं जब फ्रस्ट्रेशन बहुत ज्यादा हो जाती है. लेकिन ये कहना कि फ्रस्ट्रेशन की वजह से हमेशा हम अग्रेशन दिखाते हैं, क्या ये सही है? इज इट राइट टू से कि हमेशा फ्रस्ट्रेशन की वजह से हम अग्रेशन दिखाएंगे? व्हाट अबाउट दोज ऑफ अस हु बीन फ्रस्ट्रेटेड फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम बट ट्राई टू पुट अप विद इट और ट्राई टू डील विद इट इन मोर प्रोडक्टिव वेज? Wonderful. Wonderful. Now here we do sometimes try to deal in productive ways. ठीक है? Human beings are not simply like puppets or whatever. ऐसा नहीं है. तो कभी कभी क्या होता है, हम productive ways में भी deal कर सकते हैं ना? Why should we not deal? So this was highly rejected. कौन सा? ये जो hypothesis number 2 है, highly criticized. They were attacked so much that they tried to save face and they tried to fix their theory. इन्होंने काफी कोशिश की कि ये theory को fix करें और ऐसा कह दें कि नहीं नहीं नहीं, कभी कभी हम increase भी करते हैं effort. Sometimes, see, what is this escalation to commitment? Isn't that increasing effort because of frustration? So sometimes they said, later they modified their theory and they were like, नहीं नहीं, ऐसा भी होता है कभी कभी frustration की वजह से we try to put in more effort rather than showing aggression, or we increase our goal directed behavior. But by then it was too late. ये already sort of बदनाम हो गए थे. Okay, they were in a really bad situation. Nobody wanted to hear anything from them, and Berkowitz sort of came like, what do I say? I don't want to call him an angel or whatever. Berkowitz, ये नया version है theory का, but in 1940s, 1950s, and then finally 1960s, he corrected their theory. इन्होंने कहा कि no, frustration does not always lead to aggression. He proposed his own theory, but he also modified the hypothesis of Dollard and Miller. And the first thing he said is, चलो, I agree with you कि फ्रस्ट्रेशन इज गोइंग टू और अग्रेशन इज गोइंग टू बी कॉज बाय फ्रस्ट्रेशन. ठीक है, मैं मानता हूं कि अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर जो हम दिखाते हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं फ्रस्ट्रेशन का ही क्यूमुलेटिव आउटकम होता है. लेकिन ऐसा कहना कि हमेशा जब भी हम फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होंगे हम अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर दिखाएंगे, ये तो सही नहीं है. सो हियर फ्रस्ट्रेशन डज नॉट always lead to aggression. That's what he first said. And then finally he proposed his own theory, a full-fledged theory. इसको इन्होंने 1993 में modify किया है. That's not when he gave the theory. Now he said cognitive neo association theory. मतलब हम cognitive associations बनाते रहते हैं. It's a schema based theory. Let's try to understand what happens. So you can see here that unpleasant experiences lead to negative feelings. हम negative feelings experience करते हैं जब भी हम कुछ unpleasant stimulus देखते हैं. Let us say there's pain, right? Or it's too hot. On a hot day, do you think anybody is happy? No. आपने कभी ट्रैफिक में देखा है जब गर्मी होती है लोग क्या करते हैं? They pounce on each other. Hey, कैसे कहा, and this and that, and they try to attack. But does everybody do that? सब करते हैं. ट्रैफिक में सब झगड़ा करते हैं क्योंकि गर्मी है. तो सब नहीं करते हैं. सब क्यों नहीं करते हैं? Let's try to understand. So unpleasant experiences will lead to negative feelings. मैं यहाँ पे ही आपके लिए लिख देती हूँ. Whenever भी बुरी स्मेल आ रही है कहीं से, या किसी ने आप पे चिल्ला दिया, somebody is screaming at you, you're going to have negative feelings, obviously. Now you got to understand what environmental cues are you getting and what schemas do you already have built. Okay. Now can I say, if the environment is such, let's say it's like a wrestling cage or whatever, wherever you are, and everybody, let's say दो ऑटो वाले हैं, and everybody else is like, हाँ मारो इसको इसने कैसे किया, do you think they're more likely to fight? प्राइमिंग अग्रेशन, जो आसपास चीजें या लोग हैं वो एनकरेज कर रहे हैं अग्रेशन, डू यू थिंक दैट दैट एक्चुअली कंट्रीब्यूट्स टू अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर? एब्सोल्युटली, एब्सोल्युटली. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, इफ दिस पर्सन इज बीइंग एनकरेज्ड बाय अदर पीपल टू शो अग्रेशन, दे विल शो अग्रेशन. इफ पीपल आर लाइक चलो यार बंद करो, लेट्स गो ऑन, देन दे विल नॉट लेस लाइकली टू शो अग्रेशन. Also depending on what this person has learned and what this person has actually seen ever since they were a child. ठीक है. इनका जो स्कीमा डेवलप हुआ है, स्कीमा कहाँ से बनता है? कॉन्सेप्ट से बनता है. कॉन्सेप्ट्स कैसे बनते हैं? जो भी हमारे एक्सपीरियंसेस होते हैं, जो भी हमारी मेंटल इमेजेस क्रिएट होते हैं, जो भी हम दुनिया में देखते हैं, सीखते हैं, उससे बनता है. Then can I say whatever I have learned in my childhood? Maybe every time I made a mistake, my parents used to sit me down and have a conversation with me. आप ऐसा सोचो, बचपन में आप जब भी मिस्टेक करते थे तो आपके पेरेंट्स आपको साइड में बिठा के समझाते थे कि बेटा ऐसे नहीं करना है. तो आप क्या करेंगे? Will you go ahead and hit other people, or will you also try to take them aside and make them understand? Okay, what matters is if you have learned that in particular situations it's not appropriate to show aggression. You know, घर पे आप थोड़े चिल्लाते हो, you fight with your siblings and all of that, but you're a decent human being the moment you step outside, है ना? है ना? हम खुद को बिहेव करना जानते हैं क्योंकि बचपन से सीखा है कि देखो दिस इज नॉट अप्रोप्रिएट. व्हाट इज ओके टू शो इज ओके टू शो, व्हाट इज नॉट ओके टू शो इज नॉट ओके. And that is based on our schemas. Schemas can keep developing, keep changing. That is why we say people who are showing aggressive behavior right now do not always need to show aggressive behavior. ये schemas change होते हैं और हम नई नई associations बनाते हैं. Let's say somebody maybe who used to scream in the house knows that when they go to the job for the first time, maybe they behave weirdly or rudely with the what do I say, colleagues also, but eventually उनको HR लेके समझाता है, देखो भाई ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. You cannot be screaming at your colleagues or your who subordinates. So they start behaving themselves. They learn that new schemas can be built as well. That's basically it. पहले मारते थे मैम, फिर कुछ बोलते थे, अरे यार, not right, not right. Hitting is wrong. I'm sorry. Whoever does it, a parent does it, somebody else does it. It doesn't. I believe what people don't realize is they're letting out their own frustration. Okay, वो अपनी frustration को actually उतार रहे होते हैं. And they have also been taught कि ठीक है आप मारो. You know, like the solution to your problems is going to be hitting the child. That's never the solution. The child doesn't learn anything when they are hit. It is unproductive, unnecessary. हमारे लिए normal था मैम. Ma'am, can we do a class on how to cope up with frustration or triggers in a more productive way? Absolutely. Let's try to do that soon when I have more time. I'll try to put up a well-being Wednesday tomorrow, but I'm not sure. Days are packed. I have 4-5 classes in a day, तो थोड़ा मुश्किल है, but we'll do once this course is over. So please take a look at it. I have explained to you. तो इन्होंने frustration aggression hypothesis को modify कर दिया, which was proposed in 1939. कौन सा? Frustration aggression theory. And then he basically said that the environment also matters. Social factors, cognitive factors can override aggression. If you remember one thing about this theory, please remember this. ठीक है? सोशल फैक्टर्स, कॉग्निटिव फैक्टर्स कैन ओवरराइड अग्रेशन. अगर आपको सब बोल रहे हैं नहीं नहीं ऐसा मत करो यार, सही नहीं है, You will not show aggression, na? Or you're in an office, you pick up scissors, but what are you going to do with it? You know that's not appropriate. Also, you're not a serial killer or anything. And cognitive factors. आपको इतनी समझ है ये जानने के लिए कि सही नहीं है लोगों को अटैक करना. Override मतलब इसको what do I say? Cognitive factors and social factors are more important than aggression. इन पे हम ज्यादा ध्यान देते हैं. And sometimes if we are able to, most of the times we are able to, with these factors, with the help of these factors, we control our aggressive behavior. Override aggression. Okay? Alright. चलिए. ठीक है. Please let me know if this is clear. Then we will move on to the excitation transfer theory. Ma'am, if someone is high in aggression from childhood, also in adulthood, is it possible that they can reduce it? Yes, if they want to. Yes, if they want to, unless if they think, I'm some gunda and isi se kaam nikal jata hai mera, then they will not change it. You see, the first principle of change, if you look at any theory, purani theory, ya aap isko dekho, Berkowitz took almost 60 years. Arey nahi, it's his, that is what I am telling you. It's his theory. In 1993, he gave a complete cognitive neo-association theory. I think in 60s he has proposed about their theory. If I remember correctly, आप check कर लेना. 60s में इन्होंने Dollard and Miller की theory पे comment किया है because they tried to fix it in 43 again. 43, 45 में Miller ने, Dollard, Miller ने fix करने की कोशिश की. हाँ, तो most people don't want to change ना रक्षिता. काउंसलिंग में किसको लाया जाता है? Who have difficulty changing. And according to me, most people should go to counseling. Even counselors should go to counseling, right? Because we all have difficulty dealing with some situations in our life at least once in a lifetime. But people, it's not that easy to change because people keep repeating the same thought patterns, keep repeating the same behavior patterns. अगर आप देखोगे. And there are excuses. I can't control it. ये हो जाता है, वो हो जाता है. But असल में बात ये है, they do not want to change. Abusers, aggressors enjoy what the victim goes through. It's called sadism, but we will not talk about it here. Chalo, theek hai. Then what do we know about the excitation transfer theory by Dolph Zillman? Dolph Zillman says, did you think only negative events will lead to aggressive behavior? Absolutely not. You were wrong. तो ये कहते हैं अगर आप सुबह जिम जाते हो, even positive events which lead to an arousal, the arousal lingers and it stays around and then finally you show aggressive behavior without understanding why you're doing what you're doing. Okay? Alright? तो देखते हैं क्या कहते हैं यहाँ पे डॉल्फ जिलमन. So he said कि आप अगर सुबह जिम जाते हो, let's say you go for a walk or you go running. Can I say this increases your heart rate, this increases your blood pressure, this increases some muscle excitation? High level of excitation immediately after you come out of the gym. जब भी आप जिम से बाहर आते हैं तो high level of excitation आप experience करते हैं ना, मतलब arousal आपका काफी high है. Now this actually doesn't completely dissolve. This lingers around. मतलब इसमें से थोड़ा सा arousal रह जाता है. And that is known as a residual arousal. Residual arousal is the key reason for us showing aggression later. उसके बाद let's say somebody takes your parking space. आप ऑफिस से निकल रहे हैं, आपकी पार्किंग स्पेस कोई ले लेता है. आप लंच ब्रेक में सैंडविच लेने खड़े हैं, कोई आपकी स्पेस ले लेता है. What do? You're mostly going to pounce on them and be like, hey, you don't know, you're not supposed to do this. How dare you? Don't you know who I am? Now that aggression is not because of that one event. ये जो trigger event है, ये सच में aggressive behavior का reason नहीं है. ठीक है? असल में reason है आपका residual arousal. It is the residual arousal which is actually causing aggressive behavior when it combines with the trigger event. समझ रहे हैं आप? Because there was leftover arousal. And this doesn't only happen from one event in the morning. This can keep happening throughout the day. Right? This can keep happening throughout the day. जो भी excitation होती है, positive या negative, उसका residual arousal रह जाता है. And then we are likely easily to get triggered and show aggressive behavior. It can be one event also. So please don't always say no, it's going to be multiple events. It can be one event also. Subha se. Now, one thing we need to understand over here is that if I'm aware it is residual arousal, will I show aggression? अगर मुझे पता है कि मेरी एक्साइटेशन जो है वो सुबह जिम जाने से है और ना कि किसी की मेरी पार्किंग स्पेस लेने से, फिर भी हम अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर दिखाएंगे या नहीं दिखाएंगे? दिखाएंगे नहीं दिखाएंगे? फिर नहीं दिखाएंगे. इफ वी आर अवेयर देन वी विल नॉट शो अग्रेसिव बिहेवियर, बट वी आर मोस्टली अनअवेयर of residual arousal. That is when we show aggressive behavior. हमें लगता है कि नहीं नहीं, जिसने मेरी पार्किंग स्पेस ली उससे की वजह से मैं गुस्सा हूं. I am angry because of the motorist who took my parking space. We are not able to interpret or we are not able to be aware of the residual arousal consistently. Unconsciously होता है ये. Let me look at comments. What do we have over here? मैम, जब कभी कभी हम हंग्री होते हैं बट कुछ मिलता नहीं खाने को, तो फ्रस्ट्रेशन होता है और दूसरों पे चिल्लाते हैं. दैट्स कॉल्ड बीइंग हैंग्री. रेजिडुअल अराउजल प्लस हंग्री, इट्स कॉल्ड हैंग्री. एंग्री एंड हंग्री. तभी हमेशा स्नैक्स रखना चाहिए. ऑलराइट, ओके. मैम, इफ समवन इज नेवर एक्सेप्टिंग दैट दे हैव हर्ट समवन, व्हाट अबाउट देम? कभी सॉरी फील नहीं करते, क्यों किया ऐसे? पहले अपनी लाइफ में ऐसे लोग हैं तो प्लीज डिस्टेंस योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम देम, बिकॉज पीपल हु आर इनकेपेबल ऑफ गिल्ट और रिमोर्स आर नॉट पीपल यू वांट टू बी अराउंड. वो काफी मैनिपुलेट करते हैं. कुछ भी हो जाए वो आप पे ही ब्लेम करेंगे, वो भी कुछ करें वो आप पे ही ब्लेम करेंगे. अब्यूजर्स ऑफन से यू मेड मी हिट यू. देखो मुझसे क्या कराया. आई डेंट वॉन्ट टू डू इट बट देखो तुमने मुझसे क्या कराया. Often that is the language of abusers. That is what a lot of parents also say. देखो मुझे गुस्सा दिलाया. I had to hit you. I didn't want to hit you. That's not true. Come on, we are psychologists. We know better than that. That's not true. Abusers often will take that tone, and some people don't want to change. And if there are people you can distance yourself from, please go ahead and do it. Please go ahead and do it. And यहाँ पे a lot of people have God complex also. Narcissistic लोग नहीं मानेंगे. नार्सिसिस्टिक लोग सोचते हैं नहीं, मैंने जो भी किया अच्छे के लिए ही किया होगा. Like that. So there's a lot to explore as well. So some people will also study Bandura's theory in context of aggression, because it was, after all, it was a study on aggression only. Aggression पे ही study थी ना Albert Bandura की. What he saw was that the moment kids observed, they were also replicating, and that shows an indication of why you should not stay in an abusive environment. आपको भी लगेगा abuse is okay. You will see a lot of children who have gone through abuse. As adults will go ahead and show the same abuse to the family. I'm saying a lot, not everybody. How to calm them, ma'am, in their extreme anger. You should not be around them when they're extremely angry. Okay, and try to have a conversation later. Can you try to, if it is somebody of the same age, you can say, can you try to reflect on your behavior? Why did you get angry? What made you angry? What triggered you? So you will see a repetition, or you will see a consistent pattern of events where it is small little trivial things which is triggering them. आप पूछोगे what made you angry? And then before that, what do you think generally makes you angry? And how do you act when you are angry? Is that a productive way to actually solve the situation? They will understand, or they will at least answer कि नहीं, it's not. At least they should. Ideally उनको आंसर करना चाहिए कि see, aggression is not a way of solving things, right? तो आप क्यों दिखा रहे हो फिर if it is not making anything better? मैम, मुझे तो पेरेंट्स नार्सिसिस्टिक ही लगते हैं. अरे यार, ऐसे मत बोलो. What about you then? You also must be narcissistic. There is no need to put blanket statements. Okay? And you should not talk. See, this is oversharing. Even if you feel like that, this is a conversation you should have with them. Okay? Okay, this is a conversation you should have with them and not put it on a public platform where everybody will see. Right? This is called oversharing. Absolutely. When they do something nice for you, I'm sure you will not say this. ठीक है? जब आप उनसे गुस्सा हो ऐसा ही कहोगे. Parent child relationship is very dynamic, and even if you do have issues, it is something you need to sort out between yourself. Ma'am, my friend used to hit herself extreme anger. She needs therapy. वेयर हैज शी लर्न दैट? नीड्स थेरेपी। उतना सिंपल नहीं है, ठीक है? हाँ जी। अगेन, लेबलिंग समवन विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग आवर ओन बिहेवियर इज ऑल्सो नॉट राइट, ठीक है? आई एम नॉट सेइंग एनीबडी हैज द राइट टू हिट एनीवन। आई वेरी ओपनली से, पेरेंट्स और नॉट हुएवर इट इज, कोई भी किसी को हिट नहीं करना चाहिए। इट्स रॉन्ग। Violence is wrong. People need to understand that and don't want to change. It's better to maintain boundaries, hai na ma'am? Boundaries you have to have with anybody and everybody, especially if it is someone who is constantly abusive, verbally as well as, obviously if they're showing physical aggression, direct aggression, you need to stay away from them and you need to suggest them to go to therapy. All right? It's not okay to hit a spouse, to hit a partner, to hit a child. It's not okay. It's not okay, and we need to say that again and again and again क्योंकि ये काफी normalize हो गया है. Again, teachers hitting students. It is very, very wrong. It's very wrong. It's abuse, corporal punishment. Jail होनी चाहिए उनको. But ma'am, even talking to them, even in the best way possible, triggers myself because they are consistent in their thought. Then you need to distance yourself and save yourself if you can't save them. Everyone cannot be saved. आप उनको थेरेपी सजेस्ट करो, वो आपने अपना काम कर दिया, ठीक है? आपने अपना काम कर दिया है. यू ट्राइड योर बेस्ट. खुद को देर इज नो नीड टू से कि आई विल सेव द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज आई स्टडीड साइकोलॉजी. एवरीबडी इज नॉट योर प्रॉब्लम. आप ट्राई करेंगे, उसके बाद यू ट्राई टू प्रोटेक्ट योर ओन मेंटल हेल्थ. ओके मैम, इट्स बफरिंग. ऑल गुड फॉर मी. Chalo guys. With that, we've actually talked about aggression, theories of aggression. We've also talked about how to deal with aggression in your own life. Now we'll call it a day, and I will see you here most probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'll let you know. Okay? Chalo guys. Okay. फैमिली थी वो अपने बच्चों को इतना बैडली मारती थी मैम, लाइक उठा के पटक देती थी. यहाँ पे सोशल सर्विसेज को कॉल कर देना था. प्लीज टेक केयर. Okay. If you like the class, please like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do it. That helps out. And what else? If you want to join my classes, just join the group and message. All right. Ciao. Bye.